Today's meditation, I was just, I went to a funeral today. Gosh, that seems like I'm always at one. Some of you all know that I may be. And I was just reflecting, one of the passages of scripture read was from Psalm 90 and other verses that we'll concentrate on from 10 through 12. Psalm 90 verses 10 through 12. I'm reading from the NIV. It says here, "Our days may come to 70 years or 80 if our strength endures. Yet the best of them are but trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass and we fly away. If only we knew the power of your anger. Your wrath is as great as the fear that is your due. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom." In the King James Version, Lord, teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts to wisdom. And if I were to use a title for this particular meditation, it would be The Clock is Ticking. So many of us want to take our own particular time to do thus and so. Lethargy sets in, even a sense of procrastination, or we're waiting to do certain things, even though the scriptures declare that tomorrow is not promised. Scriptures even declare, boast not of tomorrow, of what you're going to do. All that we're in control of is this thing that we call now. Man's life, according to Job's lament, is that man is born of a woman is of a few days and full of trouble. That we're not going to be here forever. So putting off and putting off this or putting off that might not be the wisest decision when the clock is ticking. I remember, we look in Genesis chapter 5 and we see, man in God's original plan was never meant to die. But sin changed all of that. Death was introduced into our world. But even in that particular era, we look in Genesis chapter 5, and you had men living hundreds of years. Methuselah lived 969 years. But just one chapter later, after the evil of men in the antediluvian world, or the time before the flood, man's days were cut to 120 years. We go on to this Psalm 90, where a man's days are 70, and if by reason of strength they may be 80. And then even all the way to the book of James in the New Testament, where man's life is said to be a vapor, something that is it's fleeting. Our days are ephemeral. Stop saving your best for tomorrow that may never arrive. It's important that we number our days and apply our hearts to wisdom. You won't be here forever. I've talked to people in different times. I was talking to a 70-year-old lady, and she said, "I don't want to talk about death. I want to talk about death." And I asked her, was she a believer? She told me yes. I said, well, let's just give her a name, Miss Jones. Miss Jones, you're 74. If you're a believer and the Bible promises you 70, and you're already on 4 years of grace, you got 4 years over that, what do you mean you don't want to talk about death? Death is the elephant in every room that we go to. In any group of people, death is the elephant in the room. It's the thing that everybody is thinking about, but nobody ever wants to talk about. Scriptures declare it is appointed unto man once to die. Your name is on death's appointment books. And many times the appointment doesn't have the privilege of cancellation. So stop saving your best for tomorrow that may never arrive. The clock is ticking. Do your best. Live your best. Do that which you need to do to make up with this person or make up with that person. Stop waiting for the perfect time the perfect day on down the road, because you may never see that particular day. The clock is ticking. Your adversary and my adversary, it can be our good friend, but many times time can be a tough enemy. Stop waiting. Apply your hearts unto wisdom. You're not going to be here forever. Put your best into the field of play. Stop being lethargic. Your life was never meant to be lived through a virtual hammock. Stop putting off everything. Today is your day to start living. From this day forward, all we have is our now. Scriptures declare, now faith is. All you possess is a now. Stop putting off to tomorrow those many important things that you can do today. Because believe it or not, the clock is ticking. Don't wait for the alarm to go off. And you have to look retrospectively back over your life and see all that you missed and die with a million regrets. The clock is ticking. Do something about that from this moment forward. God bless you.